In this issue of Fashion Classics, New York's top designers make a distinct mark for Fall/Winter 2005. Francisco Costa wins rave reviews at Calvin Klein.
It's an iconic name now and an iconic aesthetic, and it's evolving, I think, in a really successful way.
The critics applaud Vera Wang's ready-to-wear collection.
It's a great show. Vera's the best in her entire career.
Get an insider's look at the design duel behind Proenza Schouler.
We're excited for the show. I can't believe it's 2 days away.
Women swoon for Matthew Williamson's magic touch.
He designs clothes for girls that are hip, that want to look special, great details, chic but wearable. That's a difficult thing to do right now.
First Lady Laura Bush makes a special appearance at the Hard Truth Red Dress collection.
I just hope I can walk down the runway without falling on my face.
Plus, Shadow Ralph Rucci and more next. With namesake Calvin Klein present for the label's winter presentation and designer Francisco Costa at the creative helm, the iconic brand still had cachet with a celebrity crowd.
It's an iconic name now and an iconic aesthetic, and it's evolving, I think, in a really successful way.
I know Francisco not really well, but I'm a huge fan. I've always been a fan of Calvin Klein, and I just think the clothes are so sophisticated.
It has taken Francisco Costa 4 seasons to firmly stake his claim at Calvin Klein. Costa's 1960s futuristic vibe synergized with the ultra-clean lines that have made the American fashion house world famous.
I think it's an evolution of the works, and it's an evolution of what I do. And yeah, if people think it's a great collection today, it's fine, it's fantastic.
I thought it was Francisco Costa's best collection to date for Calvin Klein. It was young, it was modern, it was edgy, it was minimal but not boring, and it didn't have a whole bunch of Russian folkloric influences.
There is a feel today of looking forward, isn't it? And the 60s was about looking forward, you know. So I got inspired by a little bit of what we're going on today, you know, awareness of the future. You know, and the way to represent it, I think, to convey that to people is really to create a silhouette that has a feel, you know, a feeling of the 60s, but not really 60s. You know, much more today, something much more exciting. The slickness, no? You think of chrome, you think of cars, you think of, you know, sharpness, you know, you think of squares, you think of patent leather. It's all those elements together, you know. So we really, really wanted to convey strongly that idea, you know, sharp hair, but here it's soft.
Gives you kind of a spacey feel, almost like a vinyl feel to the hair. So simple ponytail, but hopefully looks a little bit futuristic.
It's just fun, you know. I think it's fashion, you know, is a lot about technique. It's a lot about experimenting without making a woman look funny or odd, what have you. But giving, you know, something that's really desirable. Oh, I love that.
I thought it was beautiful and very refined. I mean, simple, beautiful cut, beautiful material, lovely.
It's honest clothing, which I really appreciate. In a world where there's so many trends and changes and things, you can always count on Calvin.
It was obviously from an experienced, clever, creative designer, and he did a great job here.
I'm very happy. I'm very happy about the collection itself. I think it's wonderful pieces, and I'm very happy.
At Matthew Williamson, it was the nonchalance of top model Jaquetta Wheeler, combined with the boyish charms of the Brit designer himself, that served as inspiration for the beauty teams backstage.
The look that we're creating is it's sort of inspired by, in fact, Matthew himself. No, but you know how Matthew's incredibly, he's very handsome, he's very pretty. And we wanted the look to be quite 60s, pretty boyish, sort of 60s look.
It was with Jaquetta's Polaroid yesterday that we just really liked the way she'd done her hair herself. She'd come in and she'd just put her hair back herself, and it was so simple. It had that beautiful look, and that's why we decided to go for this.
I think it's hilarious because I literally just gone like that and put it up. But I like that. Yeah, I'm flattered. But I love doing a show. It's always the clothes are always really beautiful and feminine, which is really nice for us to wear sort of clothes that we would actually really like to wear ourselves.
In fact, Williamson's winter collection evolved when the designer's female friends began coveting the clothes that he actually wore himself, all of which resulted in a show that became one of the highlights of New York Fashion Week.
Absolutely, I'll look at the reviews, but initially I'll be far more concerned with my own reaction, and I'll know how I feel the minute the show's over. I need to love it first, and then the reviews, it'd be great if they're good reviews, absolutely. The collection this season is kind of inspired by menswear. I often get lots of girls asking me what I'm wearing, and so this was the first time that I thought I'm going to actually pull my wardrobe together and see what those things are that the girls love.
I love it. It's like very, very fresh look, like beautiful and nice. Yeah, it's good.
My job is to make clothes that girls want to wear, ultimately. And if the models want to wear my clothes, it's a huge thrill because they're seeing so many clothes every day. So I'm really flattered that they love it.
I thought what was so great about Matthew Williamson is that he designs clothes for girls that are hip, that want to look special, great details, chic but wearable. That's a difficult thing to do right now.
The bigger you get and the more clothes you sell, then you have to respect that you have a customer. And that's the fine line that you tread every season. You don't want to spin the wheel and do something completely different because you'll lose your audience. But equally, you need to move it on sufficiently to make a difference from the previous show. So it's a very fine line. That's the sort of, the joy of it.
It was crunch time for Lazaro Hernandez and Jack McCullough, the 20-something-year-old designers behind the acclaimed Proenza Schouler label. With their show only 48 hours away, the heat was on.
We're doing fittings right now. All the models are coming in, and we're trying on the looks that we think would be best for them and making the final adjustments for the show.
It's exciting, yeah. We're excited for the show. I can't believe it's 2 days away.
Woo! Should we start with Leah?
Right.
Didn't we fold this over?
Let's see, I think that was this one. We folded it over. Yeah, we did fold it over.
Is this all folded over next to you?
Yeah, let's do it.
But we might try a different look on her too. Like we're not sure exactly which. We want to see two of them and pick the best one.
I like that. Yeah. Cute. I love this on her.
The top is perfect.
Yeah, the top's great. I'd like to change this zipper pull if we could find another one.
The purple looks so good on her.
Should we start dressing Carolina?
Yeah. Or 2 hours and there was no girls here. We're like, let's call Carolina and have her come over and play.
Yeah, right.
Ivy, we want to do a cuff on this.
Okay.
So, like, we think like a 2-inch cuff. Like a nice big cuff. Is there?
You don't want to go tighter on the belt?
No, because it's gonna gather this. It's gonna make it look too.
Or too big of the.
Like if you go too skinny here, it's gonna make it look like that. Go straighter.
I don't want a big butt.
It's important to get the fits just right, and if clothes aren't fitting right, it doesn't look so expensive.
It's Saturday night, the show's Monday morning. So all the alterations have to be done on Sunday, which sucks because a lot of our factories and a lot of the contractors we work with are not open. So we've never shown on a Monday before, so it's kind of difficult. But we beg them to stay open. And 1 or 2 are, so we'll see if it gets done. You'll find out Monday, along with everyone else.
Ready or not, come Monday morning, everyone was backstage preparing for Proenza Schouler's fall show.
This season we wanted to bring also a touch of fantasy. So I say, why we don't bring a touch of color? Very, very little contour, very little blush, beautiful lips.
They wanted like real girls, young looking, like the girls, I guess, that are friends of theirs and wear their clothes.
But we finished everything, it looks great, and we're ready to go.
Their readiness was surely helped by the infusion of $200,000 in grand prize money as winners of the CFDA Vogue Fashion Fund Award.
That paid bills.
It's just amazing to be a part of that.
So that just really helped us get to the next level in our business.
But definitely a very masculine kind of feeling for this collection. Lazaro was kind of looking at like a lot of like Joseph Boise, felt suit, masculine things. I was kind of looking at these like Alex Calder, like primary colors, black and white, like super artificial kind of elements. So I think it's kind of those two elements combined. And it's two of us, so it's always two totally different directions that kind of combine into this one thing and then just get mixed up into a blender. And
I don't think it's about giving something up. I think it's about finding the middle ground.
Yes, I am a really big fan. I met them a few years ago, before I knew they were designers. They came on my boat in Venice during the Biennale, and they were really nice guys. And then I found out they were really good designers as well.
Proenza Schouler is my favorite. They are my favorite two designers. I can't say enough about them. I just feel that everything, it speaks to a woman who wants to be sexy and ladylike and tailored and clever and forward.
I think it's definitely difficult. We graduated and then we started doing our own collection and people are watching, so we're still trying to figure out what we like and what we love and figuring out our signature. So it's hard, like we're still students in a lot of ways. So it's hard to kind of have to do that in front of so many people and like be reviewed by like the biggest reviewers.
My take on Proenza is that they've now developed in one of the major labels in New York, I mean, one of the highlights of the week. Their take on fashion is very refreshing, and the choices that they make and how they put the outfits together is fundamentally very New York, but at the same time avant-garde. They're developing as one of the most exciting design duos internationally, in fact.
They are who they are, and they enjoy what they do, and they're great in it, and they're working in, it's their time.
We just learn as we go.
Yeah.
It's been a process. Every day we just learn a little bit more, and we just, we have great people around us that support us and and teach us the ropes and guide us and just help us. I mean, we're young, so we're learning it for ourselves. So it's really great to have just support.
Designer Ralph Rucci is just as well known for his precision tailoring as he is for his precise attention to detail. Continually challenging himself and always keeping his customers in awe, Rucci unveiled a fall collection worthy of praise.
He has the most perfect finishing. I mean, his clothes are as beautiful inside as they are outside. They have a lot of structure and are wonderful for a woman of a certain age and means. The women that wear him swear by him.
My staff is tortured because I haven't seen it yet. There's so many more things I wanted to finish and end, and so there's never a completion.
Year after year, the beauty experts Rucci relies on work to complete the perfection backstage.
After many years of working with Ralph, I know that the kind of woman he likes, he doesn't want to be disturbed by the hair, although he still wants a very sophisticated woman, so it's always something happening in the back, and the front is always very clean. So I always have to propose him something that happens in the back. So this time it's an asymmetrical shape.
beautiful. It's very chic.
The look today is architectural, elongated eye, very linear. Ralph is very precise, very always lines and shapes and detail.
For winter, Rucci was most excited by new techniques that he has developed in his designs.
We have suspended pieces of fabric within the fabric itself of a garment. And in doing that, when you cut away the fabric, you're able then to seam and dart the clothes through it for its fit through these suspensions. So within the office, we've been talking about this, it's all about suspensions. And what that does is that gives you'll be able to see through the clothes. There's a dimension to them, and there's a sense of suspense. This is a black cashmere coat where pieces of matte alligator are suspended into these quadrants that define the cut. We're showing the fall ready-to-wear collection today, but then after we show the collection, we're showing 15 looks from the spring haute couture. I thought it'd be fun to experiment and show couture in New York to see what happens, because we have so many couture clients in America.
Backstage at Vera Wang, the designer zoned in on preparing her ready-to-wear show.
Could you turn this off on the side?
Meanwhile, the hair and makeup team interpreted Wang's vision for fall.
The look for the hair is inspired by Flemish paintings, and basically it's a straight hair base. And then we're doing little tails, and some of the hair is picked up and some of it's loose, hanging. And it's a variation, it's different on every girl.
Well, the look was designed by makeup artist Lucia Peroni, and the inspiration is really making just a really beautiful portrait of a woman.
Wang may have taken her inspiration from art history, but she was far from sitting pretty. Sending out her most powerful ready-to-wear collection to date, Wang proved that she could dress more than just blushing brides.
It's a great show. It's Vera's best in her entire career. She was inspired by Flemish paintings.
We have many themes that we love, and we, for whatever reasons of time and, budget and everything, we can't always get it done. But this was something that we thought about even 6 years ago, and we finally did it.
I thought that was a brilliant show. It was absolutely perfect. Everything about it was restrained, it was elegant, it was sophisticated. The colors were wonderful, the use of fur, everything about it was just exquisite. It was just a divine collection. I mean, this is really a customer that has an enormous amount of taste.
I thought it was beautiful. Very, very elegant. They're very romantic, but they're also very wearable. They're made for the way women really are, not some imaginary woman on a plane somewhere.
I think it's the cut, and she really wants to feel women to be comfortable in her clothes. We always put a great deal of detail into the clothes, and you don't often see it from far away, so I've been accused of being a minimalist. But if you really look at the clothes close up, the draping is quite complex. But overall, it always has a more modern take, an easier, more nonchalant take.
Wang is never one to casually rest on her well-earned laurels. She finds reviews, whether good or bad, to be relevant.
Oh, yeah, I wait to see them, They're important to me, and I think that they give criticism and praise, and sometimes, and I think it's always good to constantly hone your craft. I don't ever think it's really good enough.
The Hard Truth is the only catwalk event where royalty, athletes, journalists, musicians, actresses, and even members of the president's family come together. First Lady Laura Bush is the ambassador for the Heart Truth campaign.
The red dress reminds us to protect our heart health and inspires us to take action.
It's the Red Dress campaign, and we were National Wear Red Day. I'm deeply honoured to be participating with such great people.
Heart Truth is a national campaign that was formed to raise awareness about heart disease, the leading killer of women in America. And the red dress is the campaign symbol.
I'm wearing a Calvin Klein red satin dress, and I had a fitting last night, and as of last night, I can't breathe in it and I can't walk in it.
I just hope I can walk down the runway without falling on my face, because I'm definitely known to be klutzy. So hopefully I won't trip over the long dress.
I was involved in the whole campaign last season, and became actively involved because I wasn't aware that it was the leading killer amongst women. And when I found that out, I took I really looked into it, because on my mother's side of the family, my grandmother died of heart failure, and on my father's side, my father's had minor heart attack.
Heart disease affects us all, and many of the women shared their own stories.
I have dealt with the heart issues throughout my life with my dad and stuff. He's had 2 triple bypasses.
My grandmother died of heart disease and my mother of cancer, and so I'm really concerned about health.
My mother was born with a heart disease, and she's almost 70 years old.
My own mother has just had 4 strokes, and she has, through the miracle of medicine and positive thinking, she's made a strong comeback, and thank goodness she's as radiant as ever.
It was the #1 killer in my family, so I definitely have an affinity toward the movement and the campaign, and it's nice that everyone showed up to participate. Last year we had maybe 3 celebrities and a whole bunch of models, and this year it's a lot different, so I'm glad people are very excited about it and willing to participate.
By using their voices to raise awareness, these famous faces know how important the red dress message is.
It represents the red blood and life pumping through the heart, so I think it's quite representative. I have taken care of my heart, so I'm still here.
I'm more so being healthy with my diet now because of my role in the campaign.
It's just a really great cause and very important for us all to become very aware of.